She looks so happy. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's a happy person.
Aw, you can come on in. They all seem like such sweet girls.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it seems like the University of Otago has a lot of people that come over just for a short time to learn English and travel around here, which is really cool.
They're all university students.
Yeah. I just came over for 4 weeks. Not a bad thing to do.
No.
No. We have a photo here. I'm on my toes. It's okay. I got a little bit more height. I had a fella yesterday. I think he was like 6'7". He was huge.
Really
He's
tall.
from Denmark. He's really, really tall.
Oh yeah.
Fully
Norskies.
attached. Verb status of 3. Like at the point that you don't normally see people that tall, kind of tall. So it's amazing. Green light, please. There we go. 1096. Awesome. So give the camera a smile before you go if you want. I'll get you to go a couple more steps down. Okay, come on up those steps now. Lovely. You alright there? That's it. Just spin yourself so you're facing down the line. Perfect. Okay. There we go. So that's the last of the baby ones.
The baby ones.
Yeah, we've got the grand finale.
All right.
Alright, just head on through. Ready for guide on 3. Alright guys, how was that one? How was the challenge? You're all here, so that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about how the area has changed over the past few hundred years. So if you look around, we're surrounded by all these Douglas firs, which you probably know as Christmas trees as well. Now, all those years ago, these wouldn't have been here. We would be surrounded by a really dense beech forest. So those trees looked a lot different. They had very, very tiny little leaves, and they're more of a pea green colour, and they let a lot more light through, and all the native birds would live in those trees as well. But about 700 years ago, the first people came to the area, and they were the Maori people. Now they came searching for a precious stone called greenstone, but unfortunately they didn't actually find that much in the Wakatipu area, and they headed over to the west coast instead to continue their search. You've probably maybe been to Hokitika on your travels, places like that, very famous for greenstone. Now to pass over to the west coast, the Maori people had to somehow find a way to go through that really dense beech forest. So can you think of a really easy way to get through wood? How would you get
Burn it.
Burn it, exactly, and that's what they did. So they started to burn paths through it so they could access the west coast, but sometimes those fires do get out of control, and that's how the beech trees began to disappear at the beginning. They also realised that by burning these beech trees they could also flush out birds such as the moa, which they hunted. Unfortunately they did hunt them to extinction within 200 years of arriving here. Now if we fast forward a few hundred years to 1860, that's when a man came over from Wales, which is in the UK, and he brought lots of sheep with him and about 50 people, and he was called William Rees, and he founded Queenstown. So originally this was a farming community, but 2 years after he settled here, one of his workers found gold in the Arrow River, and that created the second largest gold rush in the world to date. So it was huge, and by 1863 there were 8,000 people here. So the population jumped from 50 people to 8,000 in less than a year, which is crazy. Yeah. So imagine all the space, all the infrastructure you need for all those people. So at that point the majority of the beech trees disappeared to accommodate those people. So yeah, so that's why we only have 4% of the beech trees left in Queenstown today. Okay, so just pop your blue ropes up onto your shoulders and we'll head on downstairs. ピーンってアップサイドダウンはしないけど直立で滑ってみたい。
ハーネスに座ってる限り無理じゃない？
ああ、でもそっか。座らなきゃいけないんだ。ああ、じゃあ無理だな。Okay, so the disappearance of those beech trees and the giant moa, which I just mentioned, they're examples of humans coming along and having a really negative impact. Even if we didn't mean to, we broke nature. That's how we like to say it. And that leads me to the third part of the natural step. So today we want to avoid breaking nature. We don't want to harm it any more than we can possibly help. And at Zip Trek, we do this by planting lots and lots of trees. So we're actually taking away some of the Douglas firs and we're replacing them as we go with native beech trees. So we have like an understanding with one of the local charities here, so the Wakatmu Reforestation Trust. They provide us with young beech trees, and as we take out Douglas firs, we replace them. We plant those beech trees. So we've planted about 6,000 of them so far. So hopefully in the future, in about 100 years, we're hoping that some of this area is just going to be back to a young beech forest again, which will be great. Also, something else that we do is we're very careful the way that we build the tree houses. So you can see this pin here goes in one side and it comes out in the other, holding the zip line in place. So this pin actually allows the nutrients and the water to continue circulating around the tree, because the nutrients and the water flow up the outer layers of the tree. So the pin doesn't harm it at all. It's just there. It acts like a giant ear piercing. The tree is completely healthy. But if we put this wire directly around the outside of the tree would choke and it would die. So that's why we use this method in particular. So basically, if we took away all of these poles, all of these pins and the zip wires, all of our platforms, the idea is that Zip Trek would only be having a positive impact on the area around here. So if the business left, we'd have those trees left, the native trees, and that's a good thing. Okay, so congratulations. So you've graduated now from the baby zip lines. And then we're now on to the grand finale. This one is 240 meters long. So that one up there was 90 meters. So this one's about the size of the first three put together. Okay? All right, so enjoy. So pretty exciting. All right, I've got a challenge for you actually on this one. So I'm going to give you a little swing and I'm going to do a cannonball. All right, come on in. Just over on there. Oh, sorry. It's all right. All right, so when I open the gate, I want you to step to the edge and then just bring your arms around your knees like a tiny ball, and I'm going to give you a little swing. Okay? Cannonball. Put his hat and then take his arm forward.
Ready, of course.
10.95. Okay. One, 3, and 4.
Oh yeah. Oh, there she goes upside down.
Hi. Would you like to go next? You can go next. Yeah, go ahead.
You got an adventure girl there.
Yeah, she looks forward to this activity the most.
Yeah.
She's really make the most of it, I think.
She is doing good. How old is she?
She's 7.
7.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That age of adventures and no fear.
Yeah.
Anything beyond now, she might be a little bit apprehensive.
that's number 6, but we're not doing number 6. Yeah. Yeah.
So I heard you
this
talked
is
about
the-
Shot Over Jet that you did yesterday.
Yes.
Was it the only one that you did? Because I'm trying to compare Shot Over with.
Shot Over's the best.
Yeah.
It's not the only one I did, but they are the
Yeah.
premier one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's very short, isn't it?
It's not. It's about half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Because I was comparing it by reading to a jet, which is an hour. Did
Oh,
you do
really? I did not know that.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that one's maybe more suitable
Hopefully,
for
there
eyes
might be
because I've
a
got
view
a
to your left,
5-year-old.
so just have a look
Yeah, but
out and see if
Shot
you
Over.
Um,
can go down.
it would work.
You think so?
It would work
Just
for
see
the
the
little
one?
one. Yeah.
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 Oh, my husband's doing the jump, the bungee on the other side in
Oh.
an hour.
Oh boy.
Please spin around for me.
But I like to do another jet.
Yeah. I would do the shot over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space me. So you're gonna go moving then? After this? Yeah. So, pretty good. So I did it when 8 years ago now, when I did luging. And at the time I hadn't passed my driving test. I don't think I'd ever taken a car. And I was terrible. Like I had no sense of like, what's the word? Like spatial awareness. That's one. No idea. And I just crashed into a wall.